After decades of debate, Johnson's Island is finally getting public water. This is a historic shift for the community's infrastructure. This map shows the sheer scale of the operation. We're looking at an $8.76 million project that brings an underwater line across the bay and lays roughly 4.5 miles of new water main right along the island's perimeter. But to understand what this actually means for you, we have to look closely at a single property. The village installs the shared infrastructure, the main line, the curb stop, and the meter pit at the street. Everything from that meter pit into your house is entirely private. That split matters for your wallet. The street side portion is paid for through a mandatory special tax assessment on eligible parcels. But actually running the pipe from that meter into your kitchen sink, that is completely optional. The village has successfully brought the water to your curb. Deciding whether to take on the cost and logistics of bringing it inside is now entirely your call. Making that decision means answering 3 practical questions. Do you actually need to connect? What are you legally required to do with your old cistern? And if you're not there all winter, how do you keep a pressurized city pipe from flooding your empty house? Right now, most of the 270 homes on the island operate on a patchwork system of private wells or storage cisterns filled by hauled water. Those setups require constant vigilance. If you aren't rigorously filtering, treating, and testing that static water, you risk algae growth, sediment buildup, and bacterial contamination. Tying into the municipal line eliminates that ongoing testing burden by delivering treated, regulated drinking water on demand. Plus, this project finally brings active fire hydrants to the island. But making the switch requires navigating strict county health codes and weighing the upfront plumbing costs against the long-term peace of mind. To connect your house, you have to hire a licensed contractor, pull county permits, trench a line through your yard, and tie it into your interior plumbing. That requires a one-time upfront investment. This comparison chart shows how that one-time cost stacks up against the status quo. If you rely on hauled water, you are likely spending anywhere from $1,200 to over $3,000 a year, every year, just to fill your cistern. When you project this out over a few years, the line crosses quickly. Eliminating those expensive annual hauling fees means your new plumbing investment pays for itself, leading to massive long-term savings. There are also secondary financial benefits. Relying on a cistern or well often throws a wrench into real estate sales because FHA and VA loans require extensive water quality testing. Municipal water removes those financing hurdles and makes the property much more attractive to buyers. For households actively paying a premium to truck water onto the island, the initial sticker price of trenching a new line is rapidly overtaken by the hard savings and property value returns. If you do connect, you hit the most complex regulatory hurdle of this entire process, deciding exactly what to do with your old well or cistern. The Ottawa County Health Department rule is absolute. This plumbing schematic shows the impassable barrier required by code. There can be absolutely no shared connection between your private water source and the new public drinking water system inside your home. You have 2 legal options. Option A is keeping your old setup for a dedicated outdoor use. We can reroute your cistern line to bypass the house entirely, supplying just a single garden hose spigot to water your lawn or wash your boat. Option B is abandoning the system entirely. You can't just leave it empty. By law, a cistern must be physically removed or filled in, and a well must be properly plugged and sealed. It's worth noting that legally tearing out and abandoning a heavy underground tank often costs more upfront than simply converting it to that dedicated outdoor spigot. Because these codes exist to prevent cross-contamination, they are strictly enforced. You need a knowledgeable contractor to handle the conversion so you avoid fines or forced teardowns later. That covers the year-round residents, but for the many seasonal islanders who pack up in the fall, there is another major variable. When you introduce a pressurized, continuous city water line into a house that sits empty all winter, a freezing spell can cause a pipe to fracture, dumping water for weeks before anyone notices. To mitigate that risk, we highly recommend installing a smart water monitor called Flow by Moen directly on your main line. This device continuously tracks your home's water flow, pressure, and temperature. It is sensitive enough to catch a leak as small as a single drop per minute. If it detects freezing conditions or an unusual flow pattern while you are miles away, it will automatically shut off the main valve, securing your house and preventing a flood. Fry Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing can install this smart technology at the exact same time we trench and connect your new water main. Working with a licensed 90-year legacy contractor like Fry means you get one single point of contact for the permits, the trenching, the legal cistern segregation, and the smart home protection. Your path comes down to this decision matrix. For year-round residents, full connection and converting your tank is optimal, eliminating hauling costs. For seasonal islanders, connecting removes shutdown logistics, but mandates a smart shutoff valve to prevent winter pipe freezes. If you choose to wait, you have the right to leave things exactly as they are. Just remember that you'll still pay the tax assessment for the street main, and your property value won't see the bump that comes with municipal access. There is no single correct answer here. The right infrastructure choice depends entirely on your residency calendar and your specific lifestyle. Construction is advancing street by street right now. You want a plan in place before the heavy equipment finishes breaking ground and passes by your property. The best way to bypass the guesswork is to schedule a walkthrough with a licensed contractor so you can get exact numbers tailored to your specific home layout. Fry is ready to provide a straightforward, no-obligation quote that covers every legal and mechanical requirement, from the curb stop to the kitchen sink. To schedule your custom walkthrough or learn more, just scan the QR code from the flyer we sent in the mail. Public water is a historic upgrade for Johnson's Island. Making an informed, proactive choice today guarantees a safer, more valuable home for decades to come.